Hey everybody, this is Gene from Design Theory, and in this video I'm going to show you how to copy your text over from another application into WordPress without bringing over the additional HTML text that may be embedded with the text when you're copying it over. To make more sense out of that, I want to show you what I mean. If you've ever kind of worked in WordPress where you're editing a page or a post where you've copied and pasted some content over from, let's say, Microsoft Word or from your email application or from something else, and when you go to post that or make that page or post live, where you see some additional spacing, or the text looks a little weird, meaning like it's maybe there's some italicizing, or there may be some additional paragraphs added in there or spacing in there that shouldn't be in there. That usually is because there's embedded text that came in from that native application that you're using into your text with WordPress. So here's how we'll do that. What we're going to do is kind of, when you come to your WordPress dashboard, whether you're working on a page or a post, in this case we're going to use an example of creating a page, and we're going to do an add new. And if the page is if you're creating a new page, essentially you're going to want to use the Divi builder, and when you click on that, it brings up the Divi builder menu. What we're going to do is create a column. We're just going to make a single column here, and then we're going to go ahead and choose the module for text. Alright, now we're not going to change anything for this example in terms of the text color or the orientation. What we want to do is kind of scroll down into the content. Alright, so now once you're in here, if you just click with your cursor to kind of get into there, if you look at your menu that's in here, there's an option that's like a little clipboard with a T on it. It's paste as text. If you don't see that, you're probably going to want to make sure you toggle your full toolbar, and to do that you're going to want to just click this button here, so that way it toggles everything else. And so what you're going to want to do is click on this where it says paste as text. Now, warning is going to come up, is going to say that paste is now in text mode. Contents will now be pasted as plain text until you toggle this option off. And basically meaning that if there's any additional content or rich text or coding that may be coming in from Microsoft Word or another application, those things will be stripped away and it'll just be the text. So what we're going to want to do is go ahead and open up Word. We already have a document that we have ready for this, and we're just going to select it all, copy that, and then toggle back. We'll close this out. And now what I'm going to do is just paste that in. And as you can see, it pasted that in as just regular text. And so from the Word document, you can see that I have some additional formatting that I did. I bolded this and changed the size of that. We do have this text that's in there as indented, or I'm sorry, that's as a bulleted text, and some other things that are happening there. And so when that came over, it kind of just made everything back into a standard text. It did add this as a dot. So what we're going to want to do is fix the bullet text here and kind of highlight that and remove it. We can add that back in by just using the menu here, the formatting menu here, and just making that a bulleted text again. And as you can see, it fixed everything in there to the way that it should. And that's pretty much what you're going to do for the rest of that, right? So here's your title. We're going to click on that, make that our heading 1. If there's any additional editing we want to do with this paragraph, we can do so. We'll scroll down here. Here's our next title, and maybe we'll make that heading 2, right? And then now that's edited. And then so now once we've gone through this document, make sure everything looks good. The other thing that we can also do is look at the text. Right now we're in the visual editor. If we click on the text editor, you can actually see the coding that's happening behind the scenes. This is our H1 tags for making this heading, our heading 1. As we scroll down, we have an unordered list, and this is where the list starts. This is where the list ends, and the unordered list is ending here with that closing tag. Then we have our next paragraph, our next heading, which is our heading 2, and that way that's highlighted. This is what's highlighted there, and then so on. Now, we do have some extra spacing that happens, and this is kind of common when you're copying and pasting over from other applications. These pieces of code actually don't need to be in here. They're just additional spacing lines that have been added. What we're going to do, if you go back over to the visual side and we scroll down, if we put our cursor down here, you can see what I mean. Our cursor is actually here when it really should have been ended at the end of the sentence down here. So what I'm going to do is go back. There's two ways you could do it. You could either do it while you're in the visual, and you could remove it, just hit the backspace all the way up until you get up there, or you can also do it by going into the text side and just kind of highlighting that and backspacing until you get up to the top. And so now if I try to click down here lower in the space, my cursor still stays up here, which pretty much indicates that there's nothing else behind or after this period to be edited. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch back to visual and scroll back down. As you can see, my cursor again is still just up there. So now everything's in sync, and that's where we want it. And now we're all set. So that's pretty much it. So as I said, all you have to do when you come into your text, scroll down, make sure you're choosing the paste as text option, so that way it strips away all, any additional formatting or behind the scenes editing. Formatting or behind the scenes HTML content, and then go ahead and paste your text, and then you're all set. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other questions, be sure to visit our website at jpDesignTheory.com. Hit the contact button, send us a message, and we'll be glad to help.